This your boy Daniel Lionson Evans, and you are live inside the den, and the next episode starts right now.
May I introduce myself?
Welcome to the pride.
Welcome to the pride.
See the fire in my eyes. Yeah. Brothers need to stick together. As a team, we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
Just tell me if it's real.
Hey. What a time, what a time. What a time for a black man to be alive. Living in the struggle while trying to keep our composure. Killing each other while trying to look for that exposure. We all just want to make it, we should do it as a team. Build each other up and they can't even say a thing. Me and all my brothers just stuck together like glue. It's us against the world and you know what we finna do. Ha. Woo! Pop a bottle, we in here for celebration. We just wanna be the leaders that's pushing the generation. Take a seat and find your zone for the topic of conversation. Find a way for a positive revelation. Now this really ain't the time to be thinking about yourself, cause we just a bunch of hustlers that's trying to give out some help. We turn the cubs into lions inside of the den. Come and join the brotherhood.
So we are in season 4 of Inside the Den, and I have right now with me a very special guest. I know y'all always hear me say this, but this is really a special guest. I've been, real good friend with this guy for the last 25 years. It is no other than my best friend, Martin Gurley Jr. Say hello to the people, brother.
How you doing? It's a pleasure to be here. I know it probably took a little time for me to come back and be here with my best friend, like you said, for 20 plus years, but this time it's a little bit more special because he have added to his arsenal, and we're gonna add to our arsenal. And all I can say is famous words of Terrell Owens: "Get your
popcorn ready, baby. Get your popcorn ready." Listen, man, I am super excited about this particular topic, man. We've been sitting here vibing out. Every time he comes to town, he's a truck driver. For y'all don't know. Every time he comes to town, he always blessed me with his presence. And the reason why I say blessed is because, the older I get in life, I realize that friendship is so important to actually for manhood and things like that. And just to have somebody who's actually always able to come and spend time with me whenever he's in town. So I really appreciate that and I honor that. So we're going to be talking about some topics tonight, man. He said something about rebound. And it's just basically when you have done a thing in life and you have, been to the top, been to the bottom, and you're trying to reinvent yourself as whoever you are. And then there's a time and the place where you have to actually really tap in and just have that conversation with yourself and say, who am I? What are we doing here? And what legacy am I going to leave behind? So rebound. Talk to me, man. What does that mean for you in terms of, when you have built an empire and done some things and you're trying to get back right? What does rebound mean for you?
Well, so that everybody can basically understand what I'm saying is, let's take it back to sports when I say that. In life, you go through things, you fall back, then you move forward, and then sometimes you might be just keep it on a positive level, but you still bounce back a little bit. But I think one thing, when I think of a rebound, I think about Dennis Rodman. Defensive rebounds and offensive rebounds. They're both positive when it comes to basketball, but when I think about it in life, and I'm gonna try to shorten it down a little. I'm gonna shorten it down as much as I can, so I won't make you just go out to the space and just like, wow, can I be caught from the space? But what I'm gonna do is, I'm basically gonna let you know, just when you think the shots you shot have made it, it might hit left rim and you might have to rebound. And if you don't understand that, that means fall back. That means humble yourself and take a little bit more back. Eat the humble pie. And today what we're going to be talking about, rebounding from your plans, rebounding from your structure, rebounding from the foundation that you built, and you just fell back a little bit. But guess what? Keep it staying humble, praying, and letting you know you're still going to move forward, because the rearview mirror can't move forward in the rearview mirror.
Wow. That's awesome. Look, we got an awesome show for y'all tonight, and we are super excited about this episode. Like I said before, we are doing all things just kind of chilling with Martin Gurley and talking about rebound. So awesome show tonight. Y'all get ready. Y'all in for a treat. So rebound. Sometimes, when people, they have a tendency to always want to score the basket. Mm-hmm. But what happens when you're not strong in scoring and you talking about the rebound? You know what I mean? We have to learn how to, as an individual, we got to learn how to regroup during the process of the miss. Because when you shoot the shot, you miss. When it bounced off the rim, you have that much time between the time it bounced off the rim and before it actually hits your hands to actually regroup and reassess the situation. But sometimes life moves too fast. We don't have that time to recess it. So, how do you deal with that when you have to move kind of fast and the rebound is coming too quick?
Well, when you're talking about that, you're talking about general manager status. And what I mean by that, and I know it might sound sportish, but you yourself must be a general manager of self. And that's mentally and on your actions. You will have to look towards, of your goals. And then you probably got to say, what if I can't reach that goal? Can I rebound and do this on the way to the milestones you have set? So when it comes to a rebound, I'm talking about when you made 7 shots in a row, but when you want to take your 8th shot and you miss, it might be the game-winning shot. Well, attempt it, but you might have to rebound, and on the rebound, somebody comes across your back and they already in a penalty, and you can win the game at the free throw. So, as soon as you pause in a rebound, it could get knocked out your hand, and guess what? Could be a turnover. But moving forward on rebounding, I've rebounded plenty of times. I've scored plenty of times. But when I look at a rebound, I look at a defensive rebound. Because an offensive rebound means I had possession. I seen it before it happened. But when it comes to a defensive rebound, that means somebody from the outside shot the shot and you had to get it and grab the possession and move forward. And
that was really I just felt that right now, man. When you're in control of your life and you got things going on and you make your own decisions and you shoot the shot, if you miss, you have opportunity to rebound and shoot another shot. But the problem is when we dealing with rebounding from other people's shots, there are going to come times we're not going to be in control. I mean, you've been driving trucks for how long?
11 years, going on 12
so let's call it 12.
October.
You've been driving truck for 12 years. There's a lot of times when you are not in control at all. Right. And somebody else calls the shot or calls the play, and you run the play, and you miss. But you have to rebound off of their miss versus off of your own miss. In your life as a man, how do you feel about when you actually making decisions and they don't go right, but you can back it up with a rebound on your own versus when you have to be forced to make a rebound off of somebody else's missed shots? And this is just anything in life, period. Whatever, finances, fatherhood, relationship-wise, job-wise. Like, when has there been a time when you had to rebound off of somebody else's bad mistakes?
Just to piggyback off what you said, in life, and keep in mind, we're gonna stick to the topic when it says rebound. What I've set my basically my lifestyle on. I know it's gonna be some times I might have to rebound. It's also going to be some times where I'm gonna have to foul. And what I mean by foul is sometimes you're gonna have to take them shortcuts and look at the time of possessions. And that's basically the time I have to do and continue my milestones that I've set in life. And I really don't call them goals because sometimes when you don't reach that goal, it's kind of an upset thing. So I call it milestones. You're going to hear me say that throughout my life and throughout the times me and my brother right here link up. I set milestones. And milestones, guess what? If I don't reach that milestone, and there's no time limit on it, but on a goal can get old. A goal can turn into a good idea. But milestones is what it is. The milestone. And just to answer your question, when it comes to the time when you have to rebound, never panic. You shouldn't panic. And I'm not saying everybody's different, but just
The question was, when have you had to rebound on somebody else's mistake versus your own?
well, and that's an everyday thing because I can take you from growing up, and I can also take you with the my career job right now. Just coming up, it's you can surround yourself by people, and you like them, you love them. It could be a family member, and they tend to make decisions in their life that can affect the whole circle. So what I did was I take myself out of that circle and see if I really want to be in that position. And like I said, family member, those are the ones you're gonna hurt because they're gonna expect you to make a commitment. Say your family, sweep it under the rug, but you can't do that. Non-family, same thing. So I've learned to meet people where they're at. And what I mean by saying meet people where they're at, if it doesn't move me forward in life and I have a positive picture, I tend to just disappear. And like we talk about rebound, a rebound can disappear. Just when you see it, you don't see it because somebody can grab it from you.
Look, man, this guy here, man, I've been knowing this guy for a long time. And, he's a Gemini, but he's one of the most peculiar Geminis I've ever met. Most Geminis, they have two split personalities. But as a Gemini male, like this guy here, now I would just say this towards me. And my dealings with him has been the most consistent Gemini. The most consistent Gemini I've ever met. I've never experienced the split personality part of him. It's always been 100 with me. So you've seen him on previous shows, and we've been on like kind of different time or different energy. But this right here, I just say, you know what? Let me go ahead and actually, get him right, and let's have a real conversation about a topic that that we both can talk on. So we talking about rebound. I know that in my life I have to to rebound several times. And I know he's probably going through some rebounding time in his life now. But when I turned 43 last year, I thought to myself, okay, what can we do different this year that we didn't do last year? And I, consulted with myself. The three people that I'm concerned with most is me, myself, and I, right? I consulted with those three people, and we said, we're going to rebound this year. And that's kind of something that, even in my church, the church theme for the year is the year of the turnaround. Turn things around. So we turning things around this year and we rebounding. And I thought that let me try to focus more on, getting better instead of focus on trying, this other stuff. And so I'm definitely humbled by the theme, the year to turn around, because life sometimes and beats you upside the head, man, and you don't really know what to do. But when you actually have a game plan and you're able to rebound, you can regroup and you can do this thing a different way. Try something that you haven't tried before and see what the results of that is, and see if you're able to continue to just be prosperous in your life. So yeah, I'm excited about this year. 2024 has been good to me so far. I had the release of my first book, Proud of the Lion, that's actually out right now on Lulu.com. It's going to be available on Amazon.com very soon. And then I think maybe 2 weeks ago, they had a second premiere of Rockstar. For the ones who didn't see it the first time, they can see it again. So I'm actually excited because they actually get ready to have the movie added to the Tubi playlist. So it's gonna be on Tubi. So in just the first 30 days of the year, I've been featured in a movie and a book all at the same time. So I'm super excited about that. I'm getting some more calls and some more feedback from other movies that's coming out. They're gonna be doing Rockstar 2. I just got picked up for the sequel of the movie, which is gonna be a actual prequel of the current movie. So y'all haven't seen it yet. I do apologize, but eventually you're gonna be able to see Rockstar on Tubi, and the prequel is gonna be before the two main stars met each other. They used to work for me, and I'm gonna be working, I think, running a car wash or something like that, and I'm gonna be actually dealing with them, and so I'm gonna have a bigger role in the next movie. And I just think that that's awesome to know that everything's coming out of this movie. Then I got another movie coming out this year. I'm gonna be playing an opposite role where I'll be a preacher in this next movie. But we just sitting here vibing, man. This year, man, what have you what are some of the things that this year has showed you so far?
Well, it showed me that preparation is, you got to be prepared, because time is not gonna wait for you. And I could bring it, and I still have prayers and condolences to people who, when we went through COVID, the world stopped. The world stopped, and I tell everybody every day, it's like, man, you have to rebound from that. Don't. You're gonna stay there. That's what we're gonna relive. I still see people with face masks on now, and I know it's still a little virus going on, but I'm not saying that's a wrong thing to do, but it haven't left. But we must rebound, move forward, keep it safe, and the same milestones you had in life, you must continue, because guess what? Time is not going to stop. I remember yesterday, it was 6 o'clock, and today it was 6 o'clock too, so that lets me know it's still moving forward. So just input there. It's going to move forward, and tomorrow it's going to be 6 o'clock 2 time.
Mm-hmm.
actually go when you go through around the clock it 2 times a day.
Yeah, the clock is right 2 times a day.
Yeah, 2 times a day. So
Or
yeah.
if you look at the numbers, it'd be like more than 6 times a day, right? Well, maybe more than that, right?
Right.
12 o'clock twice, 6 o'clock twice, 3 o'clock twice. So 24 times a day. The clock is right. Yeah. So
that does that mean you should be working twice as hard? Basically, what it means is realize how much time you got and try to get some accomplished. Because guess what? You can't stop that time. You can stop what you can do. You can stop what you're doing, but that time is going to move on.
wow. Listen, we have an awesome show. Like I say, once again, lined up for you all. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in the next 45 seconds. We'll see you soon. What you doing?
Sit your ass down. So you really want to fuck over my time, man?
Nah, man, you know I had to make a couple last minute moves to get you everything, man, for real.
What's shaking?
Everything is everything.
Listen, it's almost time to make that move. Now that I got you in position, I got Marlon right where he needs to be.
He already think we locked in, man. You know, we got the studio together. He don't know what's going on.
I love to hear it.
It's time.
These niggas have no idea that I'm the one that caused that commotion at that club.
You soft ass niggas don't even know what's next, do you? And they're right, Lucy.
Hell no. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Take your time with you did.
It's all good. But shoot, man, we just vibing about rebounds, man. Kind of talking about some things. We was talking earlier about some things we did in the old Marine Corps, man. These guys now they got it really easy, man. With and you know, I'm gonna jump in here for just a second, and we're gonna go to we're gonna go back to what we know Marine Corps for a second. We're gonna dibble and dabble in some football talk, and we're gonna come back to what we are. But anytime I talk to this guy, it's almost like a given. We have to talk about Marine Corps for just a second. So we're gonna dive into the Marine Corps thing for just. I'm not gonna bore y'all with it. Just a second. Give us a chance to kind of relive some of our highlights. But so in terms of Marine Corps, so being able to rebound, man. You were talking about earlier about how hard we had it when we was going through. These guys now, man, they got it so easy. They have a stress card. They have it where they can pretty much just shut it down if they get too stressed out, man. You think that's a good thing for our Corps or a bad thing? Because we are the cleanup crew of the military. What do you think about that, bro?
Well, when it comes to mental, I take that very important. But I know times change. But when it comes to your mental, I know it's very important. But I say this to say that we must stand on our 10 and be who we say the title is. The elite.
But the elite has changed, though.
Right. And we're not going to give them, we're not going to talk down on them, but I can say when you soften up the training, the outcome is going to be what you're prepared for. Soft training, soft outcome. When we came through, and we're not gonna talk about our joint show. When we came through, it's nothing. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing. Our drill instructor can put hands on us. We didn't mind it because guess what? We know what we signed up for.
Yeah. USMC stand for what?
Uncle Sam Misguided Children.
And it also stands for you signed.
Motherfucking. Sure did.
You signed the contract, right?
Don't get it twisted. Going down memory lane is smiles and giggles. But we also know the title that we hold. We also know that we had to rebound after, because if there's a beginning, there's a present, and then there's an end. We're still living our present, and we still know what we've been through. We still know where we're going, because there's milestones that we set. So we know where we're going. It's just how many rebounds it takes to get where we're going.
I remember that brings me to a story. So now it's story time inside. Then I'm gonna tell one story, and then we're gonna move on. I remember in boot camp, it was in the beginning stages, and I don't know if you remember if they did it. I went to boot camp in California. You went to Paris Island. So I had a chance to experience a different, boot camp. But I don't know, did y'all have a time where they had y'all in the auditorium or some type of, big room, and they did a drill with us where they had us they came in, and I think the master sergeant or whoever was in charge of the platoon came in and said, we are at war with terrorists, and we are getting ready to go into full-fledged war. And so they're going to cut down boot camp from 12 weeks that it was actually, normally scheduled for, to like 8 weeks, because they needed us to go and fight the war. And they said that, I'm sorry that some of y'all didn't sign up for this, but we want you all to, you know what I'm saying right now, we're going to war. We're going to cut down the boot camp. You are going to go straight to rifle training. And when you come out of rifle training, we send y'all overseas, and y'all going to be on the front lines. And they had us to lower our heads. Anybody who wanted to leave and go home and they didn't think they weren't going to go to war, raise your hand. And we had to raise our hand if you felt like you wasn't going to be able to make it. And the ones who felt like they was good, keep your head down. And they did the head count for the ones who felt like, this ain't for me, I didn't sign up for this. And so it was a trick. The ones who raised their hand and said, I want to go home, they marked them guys. They had a list of those guys. And when they say, okay, everybody open your eyes, look around the room right now. See the people who got their hands up right now. These are the ones who going to quit on you and come back. And those guys who had their hand raised, they got dealt with extra tough, because of they were considered at that point what? Cowards, right?
2 years later, 9/11 came.
Yeah, it was about 2.5 years later. 9/11 happened, and it was like, this is a real conversation now. This ain't no drill. This is a real conversation. And I remember kind of wanting to go to help fight the war on terrorism, man. And
we both was in training we was on a training facility. We couldn't get deployed.
We couldn't get deployed because we was in a weapons training battalion, which means that we had to prepare all of the Marines and recruits to go fight the war on terrorism, but they wouldn't allow us to go until our time at that place had expired. And so we had to train recruits like Habadabi. We had to train recruits that was going, and this is no lie, I remember having a recruit on my firing line that qualified expert. A year later, he had outranked me. I was a corporal. When I saw him again, he was a sergeant. In just 2 years, he went from a recruit to a sergeant because of the war. For some of y'all who don't know, you get promoted very quickly in combat because some of your leaders, they don't make it. Next man up. But I remember thinking, what are we doing here, man? We still stuck on this firing line, man, in this rifle range, and we got recruits coming back to qualify for permanent personnel, and he had outranked me in 2 years. I was his initial rifle range coach in boot camp, and 2 years later, he was a sergeant, and I was a freaking corporal.
Just to piggyback off that, when I say this, like I said, I mean the things we went through, and the thing we went through it definitely was a good time. I mean, some of it, you know, it kind of played a different situation on our life, but I must say, and I would always say, if you came in the Marine Corps in 2000, around September, you came through us.
Yeah, on Paris
You couldn't leave Paris Island without coming through us. Female or male. So, our viewers, and I know it's some out there because I built a rapport with some of them because I was the kind that said, he got live rounds in that M16A2 rifle. I don't want to upset him. I'm training him. So therefore, I was no longer sir. I was junior. And it worked. And
so your recruits call you junior?
Yeah, I told him to call me junior because we was in remember, because I was on y'all range just for a little bit, but I was down there where it was I'm up, they see me, I'm down.
Yeah. Field qual.
Yeah. So,
I'm up, he sees me. I just thought about that the other day, man. I was thinking about that. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. That's just like, something that's been embedded in my mind, man.
You was a 31, right? Oh, 331?
Yeah.
I was a 51.
What's 51?
Assaultman, tank assaultman. I was an assaultman. I shot missiles at tanks. And people talking about, why he always saying, like he don't pay attention to me. He, you know what I'm saying? I can't hear. Government, I can't hear.
I just had my hearing tested last week. I'm trying to get my benefits and everything, so that I had to do a hearing test, and I had to drive all the way to Jacksonville, North Carolina to get that hearing test done. The test took 15 minutes. I'm in and out.
2 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, for real. So, and I'm hoping, I went, my mission was to get my benefits.
Right. Because
but sometimes it's hard to complete the mission when you've been trained a certain way. So I was trying to complete the mission. I'm talking in code now, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's our little trip back down memory lane, man, on that firing line, dealing with those recruits, man. So just for y'all know, today is what, February 11th? 10th. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl. And, my team obviously didn't make it, the Dallas Cowboys. Your team didn't make it, the Carolina Panthers. Nowhere near. So who are you rooting for tomorrow for the Super Bowl? Which is one of the reasons why he's here. I've been trying to get this guy to come down and hang out with me for a couple of different occasions. He's been busy. But so this is our first Super Bowl shindig. Who are you rooting for? We got the 49ers and the Chiefs. Who you got for the game?
Well,
and why?
I'm rooting for the San Francisco 49ers. Reason being, they have a running back by the name of Christian McCaffrey. And he came from my team. We drafted him. I knew we was not going to end with him because of his skill level and that he'll probably have to take the bank because he's so elusive. And he has plenty of speed and he don't give up. And Deebo Samuel, he actually came from my college team, which is the University of South Carolina. Gamecocks. South Carolina University, Gamecocks. Go Gamecocks. I can't wait to see Cocky breaking out of that cage, coming through the smoke next year. But yeah, I'm going with the 49ers. I know they have a quarterback that's, I can't say he's new to the game, but he's been put in a position where he have to really show what it takes, and it takes playing football. And you don't panic. So I'm going with the 49ers. That's my final thought. If you want to bet on it, go to Dabble DraftKings. I'm not gonna give y'all all that free sponsorship. You guys,
wow. I'm actually, I'm going for the 49ers as well. But let me just make my disclaimer. I am all the way 100,000, 1 trillion, billion, 1,000% all Dallas Cowboys. I just want y'all to know that. But in the event of the Super Bowl we got coming up, I want to see some fresh blood, man. I know that Patrick Mahomes is an awesome player. He has changed the game of football. He's changed the position of quarterback as we know it. And I believe that he will have many more years around the NFL to display his talent. I'm not knocking his talent. I'm not knocking his skill. But when you have a league that's designed for certain people to win, I'm an underdogs fan. I like the underdog story because Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have already won 2+ Super Bowls already. They are the favorite to win this game. But I want the underdog to win. And I have mixed emotions because the 49ers have now, we are tied with the most Super Bowl wins, 49ers and Cowboys. If they win this game, they'll be one up.
Tied with the Steelers.
They'll be one up of tied with the Steelers. And right now, that doesn't even really bother me because I know that we're going to get back to our glory years eventually, the Cowboys, right? But I want to see this young guy, Purdy. I want to see they have a young team. You talking about Deebo Samuel, Brock Purdy. I want to see the young team win. I was rooting for the Buffalo Bills because they never won, but they didn't get it done. So in the spirit of excellence on the football, I want to see the 49ers win one to not only just get somebody new into the Super Bowl, but I believe that Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to get back easier than Brock Purdy will. This might be a one and done for them. You know what I mean? He might not hear from them for another, 5 or 6 years. Patrick Mahomes, I believe he's going to be in the Super Bowl, for many years to come. So I'm going for the 49ers. Now, this is the day before the Super Bowl, so y'all can stamp date this, time stamp this to know that this was pre-recorded before the Super Bowl ever took place. I'm going for the 49ers as well as him, but for very different reasons. Now, I will say this. I like Christian McCaffrey. Not only because he came from North Carolina, which I'm not from here, I'm from Mississippi, but I like to rep my state, you know what I'm saying, if I'm here. But because he's one of the very few Caucasian running backs that can actually get it done. Most of the league is all, 90% African-American in these positions. So I like Christian McCaffrey. I believe that when the Patriots drafted, when they got rid of him, they really made the Panthers. When the Panthers got rid of What I say, Patriots?
Patriots.
Okay.
You think about Cam Newton? I know.
Yeah. When the Panthers got rid of Christian McCaffrey, I believe they really they done him a disservice. Well, not him, but they done Tim a disservice. But they really actually blessed him because he has had his awesome career. He had a better career as a 49 than he has as a Patriot as a Panther. So I'm rooting for Christian McCaffrey because he came from Carolina. But I just like to see that underdog story, man. I want to see somebody who ain't ever won in a while win one. And even with there's a couple of players on the 49ers right now that came from the Cowboys that are actually in the Super Bowl. So I think it's Randall Gregory. He played for the 49ers. He came from the Cowboys. Cowboys and 49ers have a really tight relationship as far as trading history. They trade a lot of players back and forth. So not because I'm a 49er fan, but because I want to see those guys win. I want to see Christian McCaffrey win. I want to see Brandon Gregory win. And I'm just really satisfied if they win, even if they get more than us. But I know that we got our time coming soon. So I'm going to be rooting for this 49ers tomorrow. What about you? You 49er fan?
I have thought about it, and just to give a little theory out here. I've seen a lot going on with Kansas City, and if I was a gambling man, I would go against the grain this week. And this weekend. I know a lot of people gonna be going with Kansas City because Mahomes can't get it did, along with that outstanding hell of a coach that I still know.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid should go down in the Hall of Fame.
In the Hall of Fame, bro.
I like him, and I wish I could meet him, and just to and I just want to just whisper to him, be like, you got it going on, right? And he's one of those coaches that you're not gonna see him. He's just gonna sit there. He's just gonna coach, and he's been going through a whole lot. And don't get me wrong, I'm not switching my choice. He won it. He's a winner. He always been a winner. But just to see McCaffrey's that guy that he's been busting. He's been busting through that door. He came back home. His dad also played with the 49ers.
I didn't know that.
Different Broncos, too.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot to go on, what we talking about. And I wish we can just go live during the Super Bowl. That would be so awesome.
We might better do that. I mean, what are you on? On the live platform stream, what you on?
Bigo.
B-I-N-G-O.
B-I-N-G-O.
So he's on Bigo. He might go live tomorrow. He might not. I might go live tomorrow. I might not. You never know. You never know what happens when we bring this energy together. But anyway, he will be rooting for the 49ers as well as I am for different reasons, obviously. But I want to see a good game. I don't want to see a freaking blowout.
Right.
I want to see a freaking good game. I want to see the refs call a good game. And I want to see the coaches rally up. And I want to see a good. What's your prediction on the score? This is pre-recorded now. Prediction on the score. What you think? Today is February the 10th, right?
Mm-hmm.
February 10th, 2024. What is your prediction for the game tomorrow?
My score, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to come close with it. I have 27-24 49ers.
27-24 49ers. If I had to call it, I would say 21-28 49ers. I know they're going to score at least 20 points. But I feel like it's going to be really close throughout the whole game. But I believe in maybe, and this is just pre-recorded, I believe that within the last 5 minutes of the game, I believe that Brock Purdy is going to rally his team and they're going to score 28 points. a total of 28 points, and the 49 and the Chiefs are gonna come up short in the Super Bowl for this game. That's just my prediction. Like I said, I don't have no connection with Vegas, no connection with any one of these teams. I'm just making my prediction as a Cowboy fan and what I think is going to happen. But, you know, I could be wrong. And if I am, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a fan of the game. I would be watching the game no matter what. You know what I mean? We want our team to win every year. And even if our team don't win, we still got to support the sport. But so I'm just going to be watching the game for a good game. I want the 49ers to win. I think it'll be 21-21. 21-28. 49ers win. So you said what, 21? What'd you say?
27.
20. We're going to have to rewind this tape. What you said? What, 27 what?
27-24.
27-24. So he think they win by a field goal. I think they win by a touchdown. Which, you know, and we both could be wrong. But I think that they got enough to put points on the board. And I believe that Purdy is hungrier than and this I think that Purdy is hungrier than Mahomes. Mahomes already know what it feels like to win. He already done got him a couple rings. So when the chips are down and his team may be down, do we have enough to rally his team and say, let's get another win? Or he say, you know what, we already champions, so if we lose, it's not gonna affect us. Purdy don't have that feeling. This is a win or die situation. So I believe that if he gets down or gets behind, he's gonna say, look, we might not have this chance again. We are going against the Super Bowl champions. Let's hit them in the mouth. You know, I remember the story of David and Goliath, right? Hey, rest is history. Underdogs, I believe in you all. So that's my prediction. We'll see how close we come to being right tomorrow. But man, look, it has been definitely a vibe here tonight on Inside the Den, brother. What you think about the new look, the new feel? What you think about everything, brother?
Well, when I got I can't say call. I mean, I already knew. I seen the video. When I seen the visuals, I'm like, man, he won't be a part of that. And guess what? The invitation is well received, and I captured it. And I was like, man, when I get there, what I'm gonna do? Because my thing is, I don't have a stage fright. My thing is, I need some time because I'm road runner. He know that. But no, it's all about timing. Once you get that timing together, you can flow on to the next conversation. But my thing is, when I see those visuals, I say, oh yeah. Rebounded. He scored. He didn't pass it back out. When he got that rebound, he put it back up.
Immediately.
That time was ticking. So, I seen the vision. I said, oh my God. Can't prepare for this. You got to be ready.
Sometimes life don't give you a chance to prepare. You gotta be ready to go at all times. So what the young people say, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. So I had to stay ready. I shot a shot in November last year. It didn't go in, and the rebound was, let me take it and go back up with it because I know what I'm able to do myself. And sometimes you depend on other people to do things. Like I said, you have to rebound based off their miss.
101.
They missing, you got to rebound.
You put a shot up, you got to follow through.
Rebound and follow through. So, hey, that's what I did. With this whole thing, I'm actually, trying to improve everything every year. So, when you see me next year in season 5, it's going to be different from this. So, this is the upgrade from last year. So, you all been watching me. Y'all been following me for the last couple of years. I appreciate all your support. I want you all to go to lulu.com. You have the link available in the description of the video right now. Go to Proud of the Lion book on Lulu.com and get your very own copy today. This is a very awesome read. I'm telling you, I'm talking about, look, this, I put my whole heart into this. This is about 35 to 40 years of just straight wisdom, knowledge. When I was a kid, my dad told me there are three type of men in this world. Men who learn from their own mistakes, men who learn from other people's mistakes, and men who never learn at all. And I determined my life that I'm not going to be the one who never learned, but I'm going to be the one who learns from either my own mistakes or somebody else's mistakes. And this book right here, Proud of the Lion, is my mistakes. This is a chance for you to actually see my testimony, see where I went wrong and things I did wrong, and take it and put it to your own life and be able to win at the highest level by watching somebody else. My little brother, Tim Evans, he should be the greatest Evans of all times because he have had two examples of what to do and what not to do in his life. Now, if he ever get that way, it's up to him. But this is the blueprint of how God was able to come in my life and change things, and how making the right decisions and having the right mentality and being able to speak things into existence, manifestation, how it can change your life and you can win. So get your copy now. Proud of the Lion, the book. Proud of the Lion, the magazine is also out as well for you all who've been following me. And just for you all know, I'm working on Proud of the Lion, the movie, coming out. And none other than Junior is going to be on that movie as well as one of the characters in the movie. So you all, I have enjoyed the time we spent with you all. Junior, brother, listen, man, I'm thankful. I'm blessed that you came by to visit me this weekend for the game. And you know that you don't need an invitation, brother. You're always welcome to come in and sit in. But I just want to thank you in front of everybody, man, just for being a friend over the years and being that one strong foundation, brother, that has always been able to, not only pull the best out of me, but humble me, because all of the secrets, all the behind the scenes that y'all don't know. Like, this dude know everything, so I can't lie to him. This dude know what I'm lying. He know what I'm doing. He know. He's that person that, you know what, dude, come on, man, for real, dude, come here. That don't even sound right. You know what I mean? He the guy that gets me right, and I thank God for that, because as you know, when you get older, you thank God for people who are able to pour into your life, and I just thank God for my brother here, Martin Gurley, also known as Junior. And tell us about your show, what you got going on, your live thing. Come on, just talk about that real quick and get people involved in what you got going on.
Well, I recently, I recently came to a couple of social media people, and they said, "You should be a host," and I'm like, "Me?" And they said, "Yeah, you should be a host." So it's called Bigo, and what I do on there, I basically have an open mic for some, open panel and mic for you to come in and just basically tell me how your day going, what you're going through. But I don't do disrespect. I don't do uh, abusive language. I mean, you can say a little bit. I'm not saying just come in. You don't have to come in as a saint, but you know what I'm saying. Uh, it's not a particular time I come. I drive my truck down the road. I network with a whole bunch of people. We come live, we come together, talk about our situations. Like I said, it's Bigo. If you're familiar with it, it's called, my screen name is Carolina Boy. And just tune in. When I go live, you'll see me. If I don't go live, shoot me a message. If you want me to go live, we'll go live together. If you're interested in coming on my panel, want to talk about some things, let me know. I'm an open book. Always been an open book. But yeah, it's Bigo, Carolina Boy, and we're gonna do in the near future. We're gonna do big things. I want y'all to be a part of it.
Also, are you still gonna do the over the road. What was the name of it gonna do?
It's gonna be for the long haul.
For the long haul.
And this actually is my startup to moving forward with that. I kind of plan things to be, let's start here and let's finish there. The platform I have now got a lot of support, and when it comes to pitching something to a nice sized family, you can weed out the stuff you don't want to do and bring in the stuff you want to do. So I said, let me start here on this small platform and move forward. So, like he said, for the long haul, it's gonna be basically be in a truck, letting you know I really don't give a, and you know it's coming, and I'm gonna let you know. Famous words of Terrell Owens: get your popcorn ready. Guess what? There's gonna be some stuff that's uncut, and like I said, probably really don't give a. Come on.
All right. So there you have it. For the long haul coming soon. I'm gonna make sure he gets it done because I'm gonna be all in his inbox and in the ear, making sure he get it done. And just thank you all for joining us on this episode of Inside the Den. We are in season 4. It has been a long time coming. And I thank you all for riding with me in the journey. And so coming soon for the long haul. Storytime Inside the Den. Tune in weekdays and Wednesdays coming soon. I'm going to have you all right for Inside the Den Storytime version so you can all hear more stories about, my life and what I did in my life and shape me where I'm at. I know y'all curious about who is this guy, where he came from, and how they become who he is. I got the stories, and this is the receipt right here on all those stories. So I'm super excited about what you got coming, what we got coming up. Listen, thank you all for joining us. We hope you all have a great, awesome weekend, awesome day. And Super Bowl fans, look, go Niners, right?
Go Niners.
Go Niners, and we'll see the Cowboys next year. Hopefully. We'll see the Packers next year, hopefully. But look, y'all enjoy y'all championship. Okay. Y'all enjoy your evening. And as always, you heard it from the Den.
Brothers need to stick together. Yeah, we can all make it through whatever. Yeah, just tell me how you feel. Yeah, and show me that you're real. You got the power within when you're in the lion's den. What a time, what a time, what a time for a black man to be alive. Living in the struggle while trying to keep our composure. Killing each other while trying to look for that exposure. We all just want to make it, we should do it as a team. Build each other up and they can't even say a thing. Me and all my brothers just stuck together like glue. It's us against the world and you know what we finna do. Woo! Pop a bottle, we in here for celebration. We just wanna be the leaders that's pushing the generation. Take a seat and find your zone for the topic of conversation. We gon' work to find a way for a positive revelation. Now this really ain't the time to be thinking about yourself.
I have envisioned this moment for a long time. Even when you came in the first time, that was good. You know what I mean?
But you got to think, everything we gonna do is gonna. You gotta think this is the start. We making our bricks from water and sand.
Water and sand.
That's what we making our bricks from. We making our bricks from water and sand. You know, some people get their bricks already molded and already together. All you gotta do is slap them down and stick them together. But what we have created and what we can build on is sweat, mud. We've been through it. Have the what the young people call it. We have the receipts to show it.
Oh, you gotta have receipts nowadays, man. You can't just say something and not have the receipts, because they gonna call you out on it, and you know it's all about having the receipts. So if I can tell you anything about my life and having a receipt, this guy is a walking receipt. He can verify everything I've ever said. Listen, I don't care what I've ever told you on my show. Story time inside the den, from 1999 to right now, anything I've ever said and done in life, this guy is a walking receipt of that thing either happening or not happening. He can tell you exactly what happened. And I ain't got to sit here and make up no kind of stories, but this guy knows everything. So, you know, this is why we vibe the way we vibe, because he know that I ain't got to sugarcoat nothing. This is real life.
Short story. I know it ain't story time, but guess what? We got plenty of stories.
It's always story time, baby.
Yeah. I was telling a friend of mine, it was like, what you doing for the Super Bowl? I said, well, I gotta deliver this load first, and then I gotta, go to Charlotte. He was like, oh, you gotta go to, are you gonna be in Charlotte? I said, I don't know. And I called him. I said, what you doing today? Keep in mind, 20 plus years. And like he said, I never changed up. I don't want to change up, because if I change up, it'll be something new to the atmosphere. Guys know what will happen. But I say this. I knew I was gonna be here. He sent me a Super Bowl invite, and I didn't make it. He invited me to a couple of things. I didn't make it. I was like, well, man, this man, every time I ask him to do something, if I call him, he pick up. If I call him, he always pick up. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to tell my nephew to have me in here with him. I'm going there. So when I delivered and I called him, I was delivering when I called him. He didn't know I was delivering. He thought I was going to show up probably at night. He got to get out of his bed, come get me. He got out of his bed one time. One time he left a vehicle for me. I'm like, man, I've been driving all day. I'm not about to get in the vehicle going, but I got it anyway. Well, make a long.
No, that's because you had a situation going on.
Oh yeah, that's what.
Normally if you come in town and you're good, like right now you're good. Mm-hmm. But if you had to go somewhere else outside of being here, you better get some, because you had to go to another city to get a part for your truck. To get a part for your truck. Mm-hmm. Look, I don't want you handicapped while you around me, man.
So I already knew I was coming, and guess what?
He didn't tell me he was coming. He just kind of called me at the last minute and had me to figure it out. But I'm like, look, I
always been boom. If I was coming, I'd be like, hey, I'm coming. Be ready. But get what I did. I said, what you doing this weekend? Watch the game. We got some folks coming over and all that. I said, I was going to say, well, you got a seat for me. Then I would have told him. I said, let him know. So I got it to the end. I could tell he was fishing. He was fishing. He kind of figured that I was somewhere in the area.
I never want to assume things and then, kind of be let down. So I'm like, hey, what's happening? What you got going on? Because really, this might be a shame to say this, but you 3 hours away from me, man, and it takes you 6 months to get here. And that's only because he's busy, and I understand that. I'm not somebody that's really like, gonna harass you on your time, but you would think that when I was in Mississippi, when I was in Mississippi and you was here, it's like 13 hours or 12 hours away. And I probably saw you more deep. Now he's 3 hours away, and I have to put an APP out for him, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's all good though, because like I say, understand that when somebody is busy, it means they're handling business. If they got time to sit around all day long with nothing, hey, what you got going on? You know what I mean? So I understand it, I respect it. So I actually cherish the time more, because I know that it might be another 6 months before I see you. But it's all good. But every time he shows up, he always makes his presence known. and then he impacts, everything that I got going on. So, I appreciate that, man. 43 years old, man. I was thinking about 6 months ago, and I say, um, I don't have a whole lot of people I call friends. That title is kind of loosely given to people, and people have a hard time understanding when somebody let them down that, you have friends and you have associates. I've always said to this guy about certain things that, certain people you can't really trust them around your valuables, right? But I can say this, man, I can trust him with my family, my kids, my relationship, whatever. And I know that I don't have to worry about it being some type of situation going on. I can't say that about a whole lot of people in my life. I got brothers, but then I have a friend that's closer to me than, some brothers. But I can trust this man wholeheartedly with my family, with my kids, and I know that he's not going to try to any funny business. So, and that's really important. The older you get as a man, you want to know who you can trust and who you can't trust. You put people in their right perspective. And you put people in their right perspective in life, and so you don't get disappointed. But he's been somebody who's been consistent in my life, and since he's been consistent, I'm gonna continue to do whatever I gotta do to make sure that we keep this relationship, going as long as we, able to be able to be part of each other's lives.
And just to piggyback off what you said, we met in a situation that, guess what? If they wouldn't have closed a part of Cuba was a country or island. If they wouldn't have closed that, a part of it, I would have never met him. They didn't close it completely down, but they just downsized it. And it was some special training. He was one of the guys, Fast Company, but we'll talk about that on the Veterans Day edition. Today we talking about rebound.
Rebound.
And the rebound is just when you think you made a shot, the next shot you might miss. And you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. And you usually don't get nobody to give somebody their flowers mid-show. But guess what? I'm gonna give him this guy right here, my brother, my friend, dude, my homeboy, my everything. I'm giving him his flowers now. Yeah, you heard the beginning, you heard the end, you heard the middle. But today, he walked around the corner. Yeah, I thought we was going, freelance how we do. What you want to talk about? Because guess what? Fail to prepare. Give me that saying. He taught me a saying. And many of you heard it. And it goes something like, failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah. And just to get in the mix of when I say I'm giving his flowers, he not only spoke about what he was going to do, he also put it in the book.
So Proud of the Lion is available right now on Lulu.com. You can get your copy right now. Hardbacks available for $28. Paperback is $20. But I want to read one little version of the book so he can know that I ain't shooting no thing to him. So he's been a part of my life for a lot of this activity in the book. And so in the book, to my best friend, Martin Gurley, thanks for being 10 toes down and being a true brother from a different mother for over 25 years. I I enjoy the time that we spent together on and off the road. I enjoy everything that we have accomplished together, and thank you for trusting me to be your big brother and for always being your leader and your mentor. I love you so much. Continue to do what you're doing. The world is not ready for Martin Gurley, to my best friend and brother. So
That's where I was going to. He kind of.
hey, get your copy of this book, man. This is an awesome read. I have had a lot of different reviews about this book since it came out, and it's been all positive. So I am going to gift this hardback copy of this book to Martin Gurley. This is your copy, and I'm going to autograph it before you leave. I'm going to autograph it and sign it. But I want you to have this. This is your This is your portion of whatever I got coming, man. You were a part of this story, 25 years, and I want you to be able to accept this thing, man. But I want you to know that you mentioned inside the book, brother. So you in there. So when everybody read that part, they talking. This is Martin Gurley. This is who was in that book. So you'll be able to read that portion of that. And I like to give people their flowers while they're still living, because I know that when they dead, he might not never know how I really feel about him. And I was kind of thinking before I came to speak. I was saying, I'm gonna ask this man a question. Who was your best friend? not to be messy, thing like that, but this dude is my best friend. But I know that best friends have best friends, and they have people that they deal with. But I don't care who your best friend is if it's not me. But you are my best friend. I want everybody to know that. So whatever you got going on, I'm always gonna be there for you. You have made a huge impact on my life since I met you in Cuba, and I value that, because the older you get in life, man, like I say, you to find somebody you can actually trust in a lot of different areas is hard, because people are so selfish and they only out for their own agenda in life and things like that. So when you find somebody that you can actually deal with, hey, rock with them, man. So sometimes he give me a lot of crap about what he got going, and sometimes I gave him crap. But we done been in a situation where we done been mad at each other for a while and for minutes and stuff like that, and we ain't talked for a while. But they always come back, and it's like boom,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
And just to piggyback off what he said, first I'm gonna stand on my 10. He is my best friend. He's my brother. I got many friends, but guess what? I got a best friend, and not only do I can say that, my family can say that, because I'm talking about close, brother, my siblings. No, if I don't come home, I'm in Smithfield. and I in North Carolina. I must say that, North Carolina. I might, if I'm in another different state, because I'm in a different state every day. But just to add on to that, he told me about this a long time ago. Guess what? It's definitely a rebound. A rebound. It won't be a turnover. It won't be a turnover. Grab it. I might put it back in, because it might have been an offensive rebound. I might have to put it back up there and score.
Hey,
he
man,
scored.
Take it back up the rim and score again with it. You know what I mean? Hey.